Throne and Liberty is one of the most anticipated MMORPGs of 2023. Or at least it was.
Hello and welcome back, guys. Today we're cosplaying NCSoft developers. Currently we're in the middle of a highly paced, fast-paced combat session.
This is not an MMORPG game, bro. There's no fucking way we hyped this shit up for months.
We need more exposure on this. We need more people complaining. We need more videos if you're a content creator.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex, and today we are going to talk about none other than Throne and Liberty. Throne and Liberty is a new MMORPG which is going to be published in South Korea by NCSoft and by Amazon Games internationally. By now, you have probably seen some new footage with the new beta gameplay that was held in Korea this week. The video that I watched a few days ago was posted by Jay Evan Lee. I'm going to leave his links in the description of this video. Now, the thing is that after watching his video, I decided to make a video regarding some of the downside points and questions that he raised in his video. Some things that I liked in the video he posted and some things that I didn't like so much and I do not agree with. So that being said, let's start. First and most comes his opinion regarding the static combat system.
The main problem is just how static the combat is. And first I'll show that with melee. What you do is you like double left click. There is click to move, but I've turned it off. I'm using WASD. And what you might notice, I am attacking, everything looks sort of fine. But if I try and move at all, I don't actually do any damage.
So let's talk about static combat. A main thing that many people should know is that me personally, I am an old Lineage 2 player. I used to play thousands of hours Lineage 2. I've played multiple other MMORPGs. I've played everything. But when it comes to MMORPGs, especially when we talk about the PvP MMORPG, one thing for sure is the biggest issue that comes in mind of everyone, and that is balance. Balancing classes and skills is one thing, but balancing way of attacking is another. What I think Throne and Liberty developers are trying to do in this game is to balance the difference between range and melee attacking system. As I was saying, a huge part of my life I used to play Lineage 2, and a big part of the PvP system to solve was melee versus range combat system. Melee were always the characters with more HP, more endurance, bigger stats and so on, while the range ones were always weaker, lower basic stats but higher damage. Moving and kiting in Lineage 2, which was a focused PvP game like Throne and Liberty is, made a huge difference between winning or losing a battle. Every party you would join, called CP back in the days, you had to respect the class choice of the party. Let's say for example, you would have joined a mage party with some other people. That party was 100% built for mages, and I'm talking here buffers, healers, tanks, everything was there to boost mages' damage and offer more protection to them. The point I'm trying to make is that in Lineage 2, having a module in which you could hit and run at the same time would have been a game breaker itself. Imagine chasing an archer who can shoot his arrows while running. Would be impossible to catch him, or to stand any kind of chance against him. Here is where static combat comes in play. While you stop to cast a shot or a spell as a mage or as an archer, the melee player had the chance to catch up to you and fight you. Your advantage as an archer was damage, distance and positioning, while the advantages for a melee class were tankiness, resistance and the way he would use his skills after reaching you.
Now, Throne and Liberty is tab targeting. Tab targeting in my MMORPG? Oh, what is this? 2004? Well, in my opinion, tab targeting is the only option an MMORPG has to be successful due to its reliance on teamwork. And you see, Throne and Liberty gets a lot of, praise, shall we say, for being the next Black Desert Online, so people's disappointment around this combat choice would be disappointing. But I would argue that although the aesthetics are similar, the aesthetics are just very Asian, which is evidently an inherent design choice by Korean developers. You know how Western games look Western? Funny how that works, isn't it?
Nice.
Another important thing that I must say at the end of this point, having a non-static attacking system would cause lots of issues in mass PvP. I have watched some videos from Ashes of Creation where Steven Sharif himself said that the hardest thing to render in a mass PvP interaction would be the movement of the players. Having static attack will make a smoother and lighter frame rate for all those people involved in sieges, events, world bosses, fights and so on. Second point, the auto attack and auto farming. What I have to say regarding this point is kind of strange, since a few years ago I wouldn't have agreed never with a future like this in a MMORPG that I'm playing. The problem being that the time you spend in game would never be valued because any other player could do exactly the same. So you are sitting in front of your device and grinding like crazy will not bring you any kind of benefits. Now the question is, why do I agree today? And I will repeat myself, today. Well, this is because of Lost Ark. If you do not know, Lost Ark is an isometric MMO that has been released in February 2020 in Europe by Smilegate. Me and my friends have tried the game, played it a few hundreds of hours, but there were two big issues with the game. First was that even from the start of the game, seemed to be a single player game rather than multiplayer. I was trying desperately to play with my friends, but anything I was doing was pushing us more and more far apart from one another. Starting zones were instance quests could have not been shared among players, so everybody was playing his own game in a so-called multiplayer game. After a few days, I have tried again to join them, but this time the problem was that we were all at different times in the game. I had only played 10 hours, while some other friends of mine had 50 or even more than 100 hours played. Coming back to Throne and Liberty, now being a father of 2 kids, having a 9-to-5 job, having responsibilities in my life, I couldn't and I would never be able to keep up with my buddies in this game. And eventually I would reach the same point. Playing by myself, spending time with over 15 friends of mine, but only for chatting while playing the game all alone. I think Throne and Liberty gave us the best thing they could have. You never get left behind. You can keep up with any other player that plays 12 hours a day. I can calmly go now downstairs, have dinner with my family and come back to my PC, while my character is chilling and farming. Let's talk about other positives when it comes to auto-attacking. If you guys did not know, this game is not going to be a 1-week max level type of game. If any of you guys have played a 5x or 3x Lineage 2 server, this is going to be kinda similar and I love it. XPing and making level will take a very long time. I don't think any of us still has the patience to stay and kill 300,000 mobs for level 50 or 60. Giving us an option like this will only make our lives easier and simplify one of the most annoying part that we had even in Lineage, grinding XP every single day. I can assure you that if you guys will have friends or a party that you will join in the game, there will be plenty of content more rewarding than auto farming. I've even watched Jay's stream today on Twitch and I've seen that we will have dungeons and events that we can participate in.
Rewards. Can't argue with that, not going to be the devil's advocate. They also assumed that NA will like it and I would not say that. I can't speak for NA. Look at these, all these guys using ranged. Can I get any, am I even getting any rewards here? Like, am I getting any XP? Did I get anything? I got a bit for that. I got 62 XP for that. I can see why you would have a ranged weapon here.
We can always join other activities to just have fun in PvP or even PvE. And let's not forget one of the most important things, that easy AFK farming will only be available in early stages of the game. The scaling of mobs in time will not allow you to kill them so easily. Another thing I want to talk about is grinding. Back in the days, playing a game and grinding was a beautiful thing. Getting to a certain level, achieving something in a game used to mean something. But lately, since the new generation of gamers have arisen, nobody understands what grinding is. And the problem is that without grinding and trading your own time for many of the rewards in game, you will not feel so fulfilled anymore. Even Jay, while watching his video, was saying that he doesn't like to grind. He doesn't like to get to level max in 1 week neither, but a balanced system of XP, which I think is just too hard to achieve nowadays, because everybody is so different. 2 different generations have clashed in the middle. The old generation of MMORPGs, which knows what truly grinding means, and the new ones, which after 2 weeks of playing Lost Ark, they have reached max level and feels like the game is over. And there's nothing else to do than remaking the same bloody dungeons each and every day, each and every week. A third point I want to touch on is skills, items and pay to win.
And I can't even cleave them, like, it's not, you can move, but like, there's no point moving.
Jay, while playing Throne Liberty today, reached level 90 on stream. I was watching him play and I was hearing so many words of disappointment when it comes to skills, lack of mass skills, cleave hits and many more. The answer that I have for Jay and some of his audience is quite simple. Many people nowadays expect to have a ton of damage, lots of amazing skills and destroy mobs in 2 hits rather than killing mobs one by one. Advancing slow but constantly, this is what grinding means. I am sure that after a certain level, every class will have its own splash skills to play with. You guys just need to be more patient with the system. You need to work hard to accomplish something, and when that accomplishment is going to be made, you're going to feel 10 times more happy than if you would have got the things that you desire so much 10 times easier. A shorter way to say this is, do not expect to make level 20 and destroy all the mobs you see in front of you in 2 hits. That's why I loved watching Jay farming. Most of the times, his HP was a bit more than half. And let's not forget that he had a little pet following him and healing him constantly. Some people are used with the Diablo's way of playing the games, casting a spell and killing 10-15 mobs at a time, which this game is going to offer you for sure, but in a later stage and accompanied by a team of players, party or friends. Consumables in-game. Some of you guys have maybe played Lineage 2. Then you should probably know that in Lineage 2 we had a consumable called Soul Shots. These consumables were craftable by players at a later stage in game, and that the main base of market was based on this consumable. Using Soul Shots in game would have made your game 10 times easier to play, to farm and to PvP. Not using Soul Shots was possible as well, but you would have definitely feel the lack of damage, casting speed and efficiency of your skills and attacks in game. Well, Jay had the same thing in Throne and Liberty, and in TL it's called Stellarite. It is a consumable used for each and every attack you made. He was farming hours and hours, PvPing without even using Stellarite, which is simply horrible to do. Imagine you, I'm talking with ex-Lineage 2 players here, going to farm hours and hours without Soul Shots. Would have been a terrible experience. And this is what I'm trying to say about Jay and some of the people watching this video. Do not judge the game yet. Go inside, play the game, spend your time investigating and questioning the things you are doing, and then if at the end, when you have the answer, you feel like this game is not made for you, I will totally understand. But giving your opinion after barely knowing the game, mechanics, steps you must do to advance and things you must use to make your gaming experience better, it's absolutely mind-blowing for me. When I joined Lost Ark, I did not play 10 hours and then instantly give my opinion regarding the game. I had bad experience with the game, but I always kept hoping in my head that later on is going to get better. That I will be able to join my friends and go with them and PvP, or go with them and farm things than simple dungeon and raid. But that moment never came. And after spending more than 1000 hours, I have decided that I won't get anywhere and I decided to quit. So this is going to be a message for Asmongold, Jay and other YouTuber streamers that are judging this game. Asmongold is a very known MMORPG streamer that I respect a lot. He's a great streamer and I agree with 90% of everything he's saying, most of the times. But those 10% I'm totally against. One of the things he's saying a lot is referring to casual players while giving a feedback for a game or for a game mechanic. And I quote, "This might be good for me, but for the usual casual player, this won't work." I think the same rule applies here with the auto attack feature. If the game is good but grindly as well, why wouldn't you implement an auto attack feature so casual people that do not have 10 hours per day to play the game can enjoy? I can say from my own experience. We are a group of 15 friends playing games together since forever now. We have played everything possible, so we are not talking nonsense. We are not talking from non-experience. We are talking from a gamer point of view. We are all grown up now. We all have our families, our work, our responsibilities. And if there is something that we would enjoy in a grindy MMORPG would be an option of auto attack. We are going to play together, form parties and join the game with huge plans of making a clan. But at the end of the day, there is only so much time that we can dedicate to the game. Being a streamer, YouTuber, any kind of content creator and having 15 hours per day available to do what you want is not something in our reach. After finding out the news regarding the auto attack, I joined the TeamSpeak server and asked each and every one of them what they think about it. And they were all pleased about the idea of having a lower XP farm gain, but still doing something while being downstairs with the kids, preparing lunch for tomorrow's day of school, or just simply taking the trash out and leaving your character to hit a few mobs until you come back. As a finishing note, if you'd like a game to dive into, if you'd like a chill game after working hours, if you'd like a game that doesn't end in 1-2 weeks, if you know what XP farming in old times MMORPG used to be like, then you will like this game. But if you are expecting a game that after 2 hours of gameplay, you can make trains of mobs reach level 50 and reach the end game in 1 week max, this game is not for you. For all the ex-Lineage 2 players, I'll see you there. All those things being said, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't. And with high gratitude, Alex here, wishing you a lovely day further.